What's going on, guys? MuneyKei here, and today we are going over a companion that could both help me and ruin me. Now, you might be wondering why I have Overguard. That's because I tried doing this video as Frost, and Nautilus just refused to fight them, so yeah. Anyways, what we're going to do is do this. We're going to go into this mode, and weaken the enemies, and I completely forgot that while I'm invisible, Nautilus doesn't do anything. So anyways, as you see, Nautilus with my Oraxia does quite a lot of damage. This is the build right here. Basically, we have Cordon, so he actually drags him in. We have Assault mode, so he'll just attack the first visible enemy within 30 meters. Got Vacuums just to collect some good resources. And we have Sacrifice in case, for whatever reason, we are dead. Anyways, Contagious Bond is very nice. So when your companion kills an enemy, afflicted with status effects, 50% of the status effects spreads to other enemies within 9 meters, with a max of 900 stacks. Tenacious Bond is very nice. Headshot kills reduce companion's recovery time by 3 seconds, which really helps out since Sacrifice can be a burden. If the companion's critical chance is over 50%, then you gain 1.2 final critical multiplier. We're mainly using it for the first thing, though. Manifold Bond. Companion preset mods apply status effects from companion weapons. Killing enemies with 3 or more unique status effects reduces a companion's ability cooldowns by 3 seconds. And we'll get to his weapon in a minute, because that will keep reactivating Cordon repeatedly, and basically he'll just keep killing everything. Then we have Fired Up. 5% of heat damage on weapon per hit, stacks to 100%, resets after 5 seconds with no hit. So basically we're going to keep applying heat and keep killing stuff. Montimus Spawn. Killing enemies grants 120 bonus of random elemental damage to your companions for 30 seconds, and reduces companion recovery time by 18 seconds, which is great. And then we have Duplex Bond, just because they will drop more energy orbs, and also he can clone himself, which can then kill these enemies a lot better. The Verglas Prime, though, is the weapon we're using on Nautilus Prime, which is actually his signature weapon. And the way we built this is actually quite interesting. We have Viral on it, just so we can make him more vulnerable to damage. We also have Viral Acceleration, so we do more fire rate. Hammer Shot, so we get more critical damage, and Status Chance, but mainly Status Chance is what we're going for there. We got Magnetic Capacity, basically making us have a little bit more capacity and magnetic damage, so we get an extra element on top of all of this. We have Sinister Reach, because the more beam range we have, the better. And I should also mention that we're going to do Magnetic just so we can make sure we get a good amount of heat on there. Sinister Reach, we have Shred for more fire rate and punch through. And then we have Thermite Rounds just so we get heat on it and more status chance. Thus making our status chance 129.6%. And yeah, that is just about everything you need to know about the Nautilus build. Alright, so here we are. We're going to go take down, have Nautilus take these guys down. However, I do hate the beginning of these conjunction survivals, just because of these guys that spawn in.
Stand by for life support.
Alright, we gotta go this way. So basically, we're gonna activate this just to become invisible for a minute, just so we get a little bit extra health because of the one thing. There we go. Now we're gonna be good. So now we're gonna wait for them all to gather back up to us. Now we throw this down, spin my little dew on them, and there we go. And already you'll see my Nautilus is kind of destroying all of them. And if I ever need some energy on my Oraxia, all I need to do is wait for one to get weak and just press my first ability or my melee button on them, and I'll be fine. If I'm getting too low on health, I can always just run over and more or less just go invisible, like for instance. There we go, Oraxia, good job. And that just lets me get some time to more or less find a new spot to chill at.
If you have a necromech, you may use it.
Nautilus, I swear, you better start killing. There we go. Sometimes my Nautilus will just start sucking in enemies at the worst time. Well, you know what? That's completely fine that I did that. Because now I can go weaken these enemies, and as soon as Nautilus gets out of that situation... Well, actually, my scutters could also just destroy stuff. But yeah, the Nautilus build, very, very nice. So, we're also going to use this with Frost. Just because the Frost one takes a little bit of time to get a good setup on. But basically, what you're going to want to do is freeze as many enemies as you can in the beginning. Do 1 armor strip and 2 to make sure you get your buffs, at least with the Frost build I have. And now, the way my Nautilus is, he will keep gaining Overguard from my Frost, which helps out in the long run. And we just gotta make sure we stay with this, what's his name, the Lone Guardian, just to make sure we can keep the buffs up as long as possible and get a boost to our strength. Alright, so now I think we're in a comfortable position. We just need a lot more energy just so we can keep, the enemies dying. And with Nautilus doing this, he can start spreading the status effects. Yeah, as you can see, Nautilus is very, very good. And this also depends on your Warframe. He does actually do pretty well with my next build. Go. Yeah, and as you can see, he is just wiping out a bunch of enemies. So if I'm just staying in a snow globe, enemies can't really mess with me. I am keeping my other abilities active though and constantly refreezing, just because we do not want to lose any power here. We want to keep our Arcane Ice Storm as high as possible. But yeah, Nautilus, quite a good character well, companion I should say, to have with you. I was gonna say, is he not gonna kill that guy? So as much as I like Nautilus on Oraxia, I more or less like Nautilus on Frost, just because if I just damage a few enemies like that, Nautilus basically just wipes out everything a lot more. And plus, it's basically just like an extra weapon I'm not using while I just freeze the enemies. So I can more or less focus on freezing the enemies than having to dish out just normal amounts of damage constantly. And we got the Stalker. Okay, cool. Not that it matters, it's just, I really hate fighting the Stalker, because in Steel Path, I feel like he's a lot harder than most of the Acolytes. Probably should have kept some charge for that, but it's fine. Are you sure about that? Boy, you better not have just done that to me. Where is he? Oh, he's dead. Oh no, it's very possible. My boy Nautilus got me back today, boy.
Oculists, if they scan you, sentient fighters won't be far behind.
Yeah, as you can see, Nautilus, perfect little guy. Yeah, that we got. Especially for a Frost build or a build that can keep generating Overguard, especially for him. Which, by the way, probably should mention, in case you guys didn't know, if Nautilus, for instance, places in some sort of well, does that contagious spawn thing where he will just keep getting more health, that will constantly re-trigger. So like the more status effects on them will just, you know, be so much more of a benefit to you.
The void has summoned a new presence and it craves our life support. Destroy these manifestations.
Oh, you're not even dead yet. And now an acolyte. Cool. There we go. Alright, we're not gonna even mess with that guy. However, guys, I will be ending the video here in a bit, just so I can get out of this. So I am currently using this. Okay. Currently using this amp, and I still have to go get my better amp. But anyways, I think you guys get the idea. And honestly, this is a great little companion to have. If you can damage buff him or just keep him alive longer, with that build, he'll just keep on surviving. Obviously, with Warframe, there's a million ways to change the build to help you. But anyways, guys, I will catch y'all in the next video.